Coco, welcome. Your thoughts as you get ready for this U.S. Open.
Yeah, really happy to be back here. And hopefully I can have a good run here. That's it. Sorry.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Questions? Tamani, go ahead.
Hey, Coco.
Hi.
Obviously, saw you working with Gavin on court
Yeah.
in the rain as well. That was dedication.
Yeah.
Could you talk about like your decision to split with Matt and also why you brought Gavin on board?
Yeah, it was a very sudden decision. Gavin became available, and I just felt this was the best decision for my game at least, and had to go with what I was feeling. But no, Matt and I think Matt is a great coach and a great person, and 100% love working with him. And yeah, I mean, we obviously had a very successful partnership, but I'm just looking at long term. And, I know Gavin has had experience with this before. So hoping that I can just, take on his knowledge and see what can happen.
Catherine? No, Catherine, go ahead.
Hi, Coco. Just sort of following up on that, what's it like trying to make technical changes or adjustments, or even like contemplating making technical changes days before a major tournament?
I mean, a tournament's a tournament. Like, I hate losing regardless of where I am. If this was a 250, I would feel just as crazy to do it. And yeah, I mean, I felt like this is a good opportunity because, I mean, I don't have that many points to defend, honestly, in this part of the season. And, I'm one of those people I'm looking at long term. I hope I can get it all together by, I think I'll either play Monday or Tuesday by then. And if not, I have a rest of this year to work on it. But I do know I need to make a change and technical change to it. And, I don't want to waste time continuing doing the wrong things.
Mary?
Coco, was there any part of Gavin that said, "Oh shit"? I mean, right before the Open, like.
No, he's a confident person, and also, I mean, no, I mean, obviously there's pressure on, on both of us, but at the same time, I mean, I'm not thinking about the outside opinions. I'm not thinking about that. I'm doing what's best for my game, and I feel like as an athlete, I can be like, yeah, I'm won French Open. I made 2 finals back to back. Quarters of Australia, I can be like, okay, I'm doing fine and continuing playing the way that I'm playing, but I know where I want to see my game in the future, and if I'm not going to waste time playing the way that I don't want to play.
David?
You sort of just answered that question a little bit, but just reconciling achieving as much as you've achieved already, but still being able to have the foresight to know what you can improve and what you'd like to improve, and if you've always been like that, or is it something the longer you played or the more you've achieved, you felt that sort of freedom to experiment?
No, I've always been like that. Yeah, when I won US Open here, I've been very vocal. I wasn't really happy with how I played the whole tournament. And that was a great result for me. But for me, I just want to get better. I'm obsessed with the process of getting better. And yeah, sometimes maybe it hurts because I get obsessed with it too much. But I don't know. I just feel like I have like a clear future where I see myself, and I feel like I'm really close. And I think this aspect of the game will bring everything together for me.
Alice?
You've been working with Miu Miu. What do you like about that partnership and being able to work with a more fashion-leaning brand outside of the athletic wear?
Yeah, it's been really cool to work with them. Cincinnati was the last of our 3 kits, and I'll be doing more stuff with them off court, which I'm super excited about. And yeah, I don't think it's been done too much in sports to have a collaborative kit in tennis, and to be one of the first is really cool, and I hope more brands get involved with the sport.
Coco, when you won the French Open, I think you quoted Tyler, the creator, in your speech.
Yeah.
I'm curious, how particular are you about the music you listen to right before a match?
Mm-hmm.
Do you plan it out? How do you do that?
No, I don't plan it out. It's more so how I feel in the moment. Usually, though, if I'm doing well in a tournament, I'll keep the same pre-match song, and then all of that will shuffle. But yeah, usually it's between rap or gospel. When I feel super nervous, I'll listen to gospel because I'm like, okay, I need a higher power or something to calm me down. But when I'm feeling like, all right, I'm doing well, I'll play rap. I think before my semifinal in France, I don't know, I just felt so good that day. I was like, okay, it's rap day. And then before the final, I was like, okay, it's gospel day. And, it felt like it definitely carried me to the end.
Willie?
What goes through your minds when you think about the fact that in the last 11 years here, there have been 10 different women's singles champions?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. On hearing that, not a lot goes through my mind. I feel like I think Wimbledon's almost the same too with that coming with that. So yeah, I mean it's women's tennis, and when you're playing 2 out of 3 sets, is more probability for there to be new champions. And I think that statistically, if you play 3 out of 5, usually the better player has more time to get their game together. So I think that's where the consistency comes from. But I think it's great. I think, you know, when you go into the tournament and you know already who's going to make the finals, or at least the semis, or, you know, who the 4 players are going to be, I feel like it can be a little bit boring. Well, I mean, obviously Carlos and Jannik are always entertaining to watch, but, you know, it's cool. I think going in, you have new possibilities of there being a champion.
Young lady right here.
As the prize money increases, what significance do you all feel as far as your role in obviously in improving that prize money?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great thing that is continuing to raise, but also, you know, revenue of tournaments are continuing to raise, just with all the additions to this week, with the mixed doubles and the fan week. And yeah, so I think that, you know, it continues, I think having that more of a percentage share of that revenue with the prize money is something that I think I mean, you guys all seen the stuff on Twitter and everything about the letter and everything. So yeah, I think it's something that we're continuing to push, but yeah, and it's not, I don't say this in like vain. I'm very grateful to be in the sport I am, especially being a woman in sport, knowing that other sports are not nowhere near the opportunities that we have in tennis. But I do think it's important that we address it not only for the future of our sport, but the future of others. And I know that the WNBA is trying to get to that point, and I would like to see it across all sports that, you know, the women are getting their fair share of revenue as well.
Right here.
So we saw you practicing in the rain on Wednesday.
Yeah.
What was the decision? There was hurricane-like rain.
It wasn't when I was in the rain. It was drizzling. People made it seem like I was on social media like I was in a hurricane. It was literally drizzling. The courts weren't that wet, and I've served in the rain a lot. But the decision was I just wanted more reps, and the indoor courts were all booked, and I couldn't get indoor court.
Charlie.
Coco, you mentioned there about the importance of fashion and brands getting involved in it. What sort of a difference does it make to an athlete to be in clothes that they think, you know, that look good and that you feel passionate or comfortable in?
Oh, I think it's so important. I think for me, like, I don't know, it's almost extra motivation when I have a great kit. I just want to do better to get the photos that I want. But no, I think it's, especially as a woman, I feel like when you feel good and the fit is right, you feel really confident on the court and you're not thinking about anything else but your game and things like that. And yeah, also I think it just brings more fans to the sport. And I think, you know, we obviously have our core tennis fans, but I think fashion helps bring just casual fans to the sport and a new demographic. And I think that's great. We don't always need, you know, the core fans who know every single player, but you look at NBA games, there's so many people who don't really know anything about basketball or other than like players and why. So I would like for tennis, which I think at US Open we get that demographic of people, but I think more on a tour level, I would love to see that.
Right. Catherine, Chris. No, you're good, Chris.
Coco, you mentioned not playing your best in 2023 here at the Open. How comforting for you is it to come to these Grand Slams, these big pressure situations, to know that you've won 2 majors with tennis that you don't even consider to be your best?
Yeah, it's a big comfort, and I think for me, I would feel worse if I was feeling like I was playing good and losing, and knowing that there's things that I can change, and I, you know, feel like I have so much more to do. And yeah, literally, like in the French Open, you know, there were some matches where I was playing my best tennis and some where I wasn't. But yeah, I think I would love to get to that point where I'm, you know, going 3-4 weeks, like, or back-to-back 1000s in a slam, just playing all the way through good tennis. And yeah, I think with these changes, it will get to that point eventually, but it's just a matter of time.
Okay, we have time for 2 more. Ben and the young lady right there.
You were one of the players, of the top players who never was entered in the mixed doubles at all. I'm just curious if you watched it, if you had any FOMO as it was going on, or what you thought about it just from the outside.
Yeah, I definitely watched it. I did have some FOMO. I love mixed doubles, and I did this 1-set format last year with Ben, which was really fun. I just had so much sponsor stuff this week. So I was just like, I knew from the beginning that it wasn't going to be a possibility for me because I'm someone who likes to win and I'm locked in if I'm doing something. And I knew I would try to be as locked in with that. But I thought it was really cool and it was great to see, you know, mixed doubles at such a get the recognition that it needs. And yeah, I definitely think there's the format was great, but I definitely think for next year there can be, you know, some changes maybe with the entry just to allow more double specialists to compete. But I definitely think if there's a balance between getting the top singles players and also a little bit of more double specialists involved, it could be it's already an outstanding product, but even more of an outstanding product.
Future, or is it just never going to work in that time?
No, I'm never gonna shut anything down. There's definitely a possibility for me to play in the future. I just don't know if New York is always tough for me, but you know, if other slams catch on, I feel like it'll be a little bit easier there.
Okay, last question.
Coco, I know you're a big Love Island fan, but are there any other TV shows or movies or books you've read this summer that you've enjoyed? I know you're super busy.
Yeah. Weapons was pretty good. I love the Fourth Wing series. Love Island's the only reality show I've really like got into. I tried Temptation Island, but I was like, this is just dumb. Like, who goes on the show with your boyfriend and like that was just stupid. But and then I've been really bad with the books, but into anime the usual. But yeah, I've been bad with the media. Love Island took up my whole summer quite literally, and I'm trying. I'm trying to work up the courage to invite one of the cast members or two of the cast members to a match, but I don't know. I don't have the courage.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.